guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Izini Williams. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to this channel, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay guys, so we are back to the day one. Yes, the day one of the filming, that was what we saw tonight, the episode 6 of the Bbnaija Level Up reunion. And we covered, I think, 3 or 4 different topics. Yes, guys. So the first one was Hermes accent. Yes, so we saw a clip of Brian and Khalid talking about Hermes accent. Like, where did he get it from? I think it was Brian that was asking the question, and Khalid was like, oh, it's from Oworoshoki. That guy never traveled out before. And it was really funny as they were laughing about it. Now, for Brian, he said like he was really like intrigued, how Hermes could speak like that. And Ebuka was like, you were intrigued about Hermes' accent, but you never really questioned Shek's accent. And he was like, because he knows that, okay, Shek's was from London, and he really wanted to know if Hermes has traveled abroad or something like that, and Ebuka was like, that seems kind of shady. Ebuka asked Khalid, and Khalid was like, no, it was not coming from a place of malice or anything like that. They actually wanted to know. They saw him and they said the guy is a courageous person and all that. And Ebuka was like, I know, that you guys are G's now and everything, but I mean, it was like sounding like a shade. And he turned to Hermes and Hermes said, see, the thing is, there's this whole cliche of it's our environments that shapes us. So he saw his environment in Oworoshoki and he saw how people adore people that speak well, people from, abroad and all that. And he decided, you know what, he wants to do better. So he put in the work, he disciplined himself, he listened to podcasts, he had to train himself on how to speak better so that, he also gets that kind of admiration that the people from his environment give to people that have traveled abroad. So he doesn't see it as anything like that. Then the second issue we had to deal with tonight is the Doyin, Allison, and Adekunle. Adekunle Colette. What Adekunle did to Allison and Doyin, it cannot be undone. Heba! Okay, so we saw a clip of Adekunle and Elo Swag. They were talking about Allison. And of course, I think it was Doyin and Allison they were talking about, or Doyin, one of them. Yes, and Ebuka was like, okay, what was that discussion about? And Adekunle was explaining, and then we also saw a conversation with Allison where Adekunle was telling her to be wary of Doyin, which honestly, Allison also said, oh, you are not the only one that has said that to me. Now, when it was time for them to talk, Allison was like, you know what? That when she came into the house about the Hermes situation, she actually knew that, okay, she actually liked Hermes or was attracted to Hermes because like these are the kind of people she likes. But with Adekunle, she saw him, before getting close to him, she saw him as this handsome dude, but he's not the kind of guy that she would normally date because like he's a normal looking dude. Now when she got close to him, that was when she realized that, that Adekunle was sneaky, like he acted like a snake, and the whole gossip thing, how he was telling her that Doyin is not a good friend, that Doyin does not mean well for her. And after we saw that clip about, Adekunle talking with Allison, where Allison also did not dispute the fact that Doyin was not giving her good advice in that clip, Ebuka was like, if you were, agreeing with what he was saying. Now, on Doyin's part, Doyin insulted Adekunle, insulted him so much, called him a liar, said that he needs to go and apologize to his mom because all the home training that the mom had on him wasted, that the guy is a liar, that if Adekunle tells you that, it's raining outside, you better go and check. If they keep a snake and Adekunle, you better run towards the snake. She insulted Adekunle. Honestly, at some point, I actually felt for Adekunle because even when he was trying to defend himself, his story was not really correlating. I don't know how to put it. Like, he was not really making a strong argument for himself. He also talked about how he overheard them, gossip about him under the duvet. He talked about the night when Doyin was drunk and when they went to the toilet cubicle and they were also gossiping about him and he had to cough to let them know that he was there. And Ebuka said the same thing, I thought. Now, the fact that you guys are gossiping about Adekunle and Adekunle is also gossiping about you too, what's the conflict here? And they kept saying that Adekunle is a liar, 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 to the extent that Dotun had to come in to tell Adekunle that he has to own up to it, that he should stop lying, that it's okay, if he feels like, okay, that was his game. And Adekunle said, yeah, that was his game. He got to the final. He was a finalist. And Dotun was like, see, this is not in the house. You just have to own up to it. At some point, Ebuka was like, Shags, you have to talk about this. Not from the angle of what, happened between Shags and Adekunle, but from everything you've heard. And Shags was like, see, the same thing that has happened in the house or happened in the house is the same thing he is seeing Adekunle do in real life. He praises himself, that is Shags, to be a good judge of character. Now, that was the reason that even when they got out of the house, he wanted to give Adekunle another chance to see, okay, maybe he did not really judge Adekunle well. So when they went to South Africa, he just realized, okay, it's still the same P that he was seeing in the house as Adekunle being a liar, and that's what he's seeing outside. And now on Adekunle's end, Adekunle said maybe one of his biggest mistakes is accepting to be the fall guy, even inside the house and outside the house, that maybe if he hadn't done that, maybe all of this wouldn't have been happening. Now, what do I think about this? I honestly think that Doyin should not have said some things she said. Some of the insults were too much. And I understand, where Doyin is coming from, because honestly, Adekunle said some very hurtful things about Doyin in the house. I remember that their midnight meetings with Diana and the rest. I remember vividly. I remember how Adekunle would be like, oh, he wants to, is it that he wants to make life miserable for Doyin in the house? Like, this guy said a lot about Doyin. At some point, I remember I used to do videos and tell you guys how I was pissed about how Adekunle behaved. Even though I liked his physique, I loved his intelligence, but I just didn't like that part of him. I saw him as a gossiper. What these ladies were saying, we also saw as the audience, as the viewers. Now, I honestly think that all Adekunle could have done is to maybe defend himself better or just apologize. Do you understand? I think Doyin went too far with the insults, especially when he said, about the home training his mom gave. Like, that wasn't cool. Like, since we are keeping up with the team of not involving relatives, honestly, I feel like that wasn't cool. But I also understand her anger. And of course, I feel like on this, Doyin actually owned Adekunle. Yeah, Adekunle could not really defend himself. His mouth was just, he was not really sounding confident with what he was saying. Either he was not being he was not being 100% truthful about things, or maybe he doesn't just remember. Yeah, so that was like one part that happened during the reunion. The third part, yes, involved Fina, Elo Swag, Chumsy. Now, they played a clip where Fina was talking to Beauty about a girl that Elo Swag had something with that was disturbing him upstairs. I think upstairs, I'd be downstairs. Yeah, that was level 2, level 1. And Beauty now said, oh, that's Chumsy. That Doyin told her that that's Chumsy. So Ebuka was like, okay, Fina saw what's up with that video, and she was like, that's it. I could notice that Fina didn't want to talk. She was just like, that was part of the game. I won 100 million and that's it, and Ebuka literally had to say something to make them open up. He said, oh, I understand that feelings have changed. It's been a year, shoulder don't raise. I know a lot of you are here to say what your fans will be proud of. But at the end of the day, are you happy? You have to open up your mind and talk. So basically telling Fina, lower your guard. Open your chest, untie your chest and talk. So I think it was at that time, after that was when Fina got to talk. And she was like, because initially she was like, oh, I don't really remember, blah, blah, blah. But later on, baby girl remembered. Yeah, so to tell you that all those amnesia, where did they form? Work. True, they remember. So basically she was like, nothing much. That at that time, I think it was the second week, according to what she said, she was, talking with Elo Swag, and Elo Swag, that was the time that Elo Swag gave her that 1 week ultimatum, and she really wanted to know who is this girl, because according to her, she doesn't know who this girl is. And she tried to ask Chichi, and Chichi was like, she doesn't know, that she should leave that, that she should chill, nothing is happening. She tried to go through Amaka for Amaka to ask Diana, who was her roomie, and nothing came out of that. And at that point, it was now Doyin that told Beauty, that it was Chumsy, that she herself didn't even know that it was Chumsy. Now, Chumsy had an issue with that, not with Fina, but actually with Elo Swag, because according to Chumsy, she said that it looked like Elo Swag was leading Fina on. Meanwhile, they were talking, we all know what happened during that time, and she had a problem with that. That was where Fina came in and said, see, this is not really a big deal. At that time, this is what Elo Swag told me. I was actually trying to find out who this babe is, because Elo Swag actually said he had the Barney downstairs, and she didn't know who this Barney was, and that's why she asked Chichi, she asked Chumsy to ask her roomie, even Beauty, and that was why when they found out that it was Chumsy, it was not like she was looking for it for anything, because she actually wanted to know what she was dealing with or who this girl is, at that time. So there was really no big deal. And people of God, that was the end of tonight's reunion. Now, from everything I saw, it's quite obvious that Chumsy had an issue, or has an issue, with Elo Swag, because she actually said, oh, it's not with Fina, but with Elo Swag for leading, Fina on and all that. So for that one, nothing today. Honestly, I don't see any issue in that third one. Overall, did I enjoy tonight's reunion? Yes, I did. I think the core, the main issue that was treated tonight was the Adekunle and Allison and Doyin. I don't know why Allison is beefing Adekunle till now. I can understand Doyin's part, but I can't really understand Allison's part. Honestly, I can't really understand that. And I also admire the fact that Ebuka had to say something, because it was like everybody was on their guard. Everybody was trying to form, whatever to please their fans so that their fans would be happy. You understand? But I love the fact that Ebuka actually broke their eyes and got them to talk. So I guess we are in for the day one throughout this week. I'm sure we are going to be seeing a lot more drama, because Beauty is actually seated there. So it's actually going to be an interesting week from henceforth. And I'm so looking forward to the episode, or the 7th episode of the Big Brother Naija Level Up reunion. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section. On that note, I like to say every week, thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Till I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinne Williams. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead.